الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Honorable مشايخ الكرام, honorable الحفاظ, beloved brothers and fathers, brothers and sisters in Islam, أحييكم جميعا. I greet all of you with the universal greetings of love, peace and mercy. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, we open in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, peace and salawat and salam upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah accept our gathering here this evening ala ta'ati, upon His obedience. May the salah that we have just completed, may it draw us closer to Allah. And may it be a means of us drawing closer to the pleasure and the Jannah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma ameen. Jama'at Muslimin, see that the class that's going to take place in the next few minutes is related to fiqh. Allow me just to touch a bit on that rather, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. So last night in one of my classes we were speaking about the introduction of fiqh, and we said that the opening chapter, according to the books of Imam al-Shafi'i, it always opens with a section of tahara that's got to do with cleanliness and purification. And a very important point for all of us to note, for those who are constantly trying to better themselves, those who are striving to gain the pleasure of Allah through salah, the purification that Imam al-Shafi'i speaks about in his opening part of his book, it's got to do with the outer purification. So there is an outer purification and there is an inner purification. The outer purification is the cleanliness of najasa and removing filth and anything that would cause the salah or the ibadah that you are about to do, anything that's going to affect that ibadah negatively. We remove that filth from our bodies. That is the outward purification. So the outward is the acceptance of the action. But the inward purification, it is the pathway to the acceptance of the one offering the action. So whilst my aim is always, oh Allah, accept my salah, the salah, the actual salah that I've done, part of the requirements of the acceptance of that salah is that you purify yourself from najasa. But if you would like to strive that the one offering the salah becomes accepted by Allah, becomes blessed by Allah, then it also starts by purifying inwardly. And the purification of inwardly, as Imam Ghazali writes extensively about this in his kitab, he said it begins by the heart. And the Prophet ﷺ, he says, in the heart there is in the body there is a piece of flesh. If that piece of flesh is correct, everything that comes from that body is correct. If that piece of flesh is corrupt, everything that comes from that body will be rejected. And that piece of flesh is known as the heart. So for those of us who are striving for our salah to be accepted, may Allah accept our ibadah. Know that part of that is that you take wudu, you purify yourself, you ensure that the place that you are making salah is pure. And that is a means for your ibadah, your act of worship to be accepted. But if you would like that the one who's offering the salah should be admired by Allah, should be blessed by Allah, should be embraced by Allah, then it starts with inward purification. So as much as we are applying the effort for outward purification, before any ibadah, make sure that the inward purification is just as important. And when we talk about inward purification, we are talking about purifying the heart from our egos, holding people, holding grudges, filling the heart with the dunya, anything that occupies the heart that is displeasing to Allah. That is something that you need to rid and purify the heart from before you come and stand in salah. And I end off by saying, this is why when you enter salah, what do you say? You say, Takbiratul Ihram, Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest. Allah is greater than anything external, and Allah is also greater than anything that is withheld internally. So if there's anything inside of you that should not be there, it will prevent you and become a barrier where you taste the sweetness of salah. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. The khushu', when you feel your salah and you feel that closeness to Allah, khushu', it stems from the heart. So the external purification is important, but let the message tonight be that inward purification is, if not more important than the external. External, you can apply tayammum if there is no water. There is many other means. But when it comes to inwardly, make sure that your heart is always pure before you stand in front of Allah. وصل اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. The Honorable Imam and Sheikh, Jazakallah for the opportunity. May Allah grant Sheikh many more years with the community. And may his efforts always be noted and appreciated. Ameen. Jazakallah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We say Sheikh Isma-eel. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase him, increase his family, inshallah ta'ala. And we ask him to visit us often, every now and then, inshallah ta'ala. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us his barakah, inshallah.